Hello friends and family, Mr. Rob is back. Today I'll be starting a new series called Party in the Pantry. So I thought I would make some easy non-bake cookies today with simple ingredients. One will be a surprise at the end. So what we have here, we're going to use some peanut butter, chocolate chips, and some butter along with our surprise ingredient. Now these are all things that you probably already have in your pantry, hence Party in the Pantry. So let's begin. So I'm going to put these food service gloves on because I will be handling some food that's not going to be baked in the oven, so we got to make sure we spread as little germs as possible. And also for safety precautions, always wash your hands, arms, and elbows beforehand. And when I take these gloves off, I'm going to wash my hands afterwards as well. So, to start off, our first ingredient will be peanut butter. What we have here is a full cup that I am going to put inside this glass microwavable bowl. Now I said it's going to be no bake cookies, but we are going to do a little bit of cooking with a microwave, which I think I'm still following the rules right there. And you can use soy butter as well as a replacement. So, for starters, I'm going to put this in the microwave for roughly about a minute because we do have a lot of peanut butter. Now, friends and family, the surprise ingredient is going to be ramen noodles. No, I am not joking. I'm going to make cookies from ramen noodles today. So first off, you can get any flavor ramen you want because guess what? We're not going to use the flavor. So I'm going to throw the flavor packet away because I'm not going to use it. But what I'm going to do is start crushing these ramen noodles because I want them to be really, really small. And for this mixture, I'm going to use a whole pack of ramen just in case. But I think a half a pack will do, but I'll just do this to be on the safe side. And this could also be a fun activity to do with the kids. And perhaps you can have some of your own ideas on how to smash these. For example, maybe if there was a glass jar that I could roll these with a rolling pin, that's an idea too. But the tip and key is to make sure that these are crunched very fine. And luckily, I had a bag already prepared. So this looks good. I wanted this to be microwaved so it can be smooth and mix in quite well. So the next ingredient here is going to be chocolate chips. I'm going to put in half a cup of chocolate chips. And luckily the peanut butter is already hot. So what I can do is start stirring these in. But to be safe, like Mr. Rob is, I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 30 seconds. So this is actually great because ramen noodles are very economical. They'll be about 25 cents each. So that's why I started Party in the Pantry, because you can cook with things that you already have. Now the thing with non-baked cookies is that they don't have to go in the oven. So therefore, we got to make sure we have safe ingredients, such as not having a raw egg, because you cannot eat an egg raw, because it could have harmful bacteria inside. So that is that. Now once I get the bowl back full of melted chocolate chips and peanut butter, I'm going to put in about a good tablespoon of butter. Now I am putting butter in last because when cooked, buttering can get very hot and bubble up. So I'm going to put this in roughly 10 to 15 seconds because, as I said, butter gets very hot and it can make a really hot bubble, so we want this to be safe. So I will just start waiting on that. And I will put in the ramen noodles and start mixing them in so I could start dropping them on a sheet of wax paper like you would any other cookie. And this will melt very well. And now I'm starting to see the chocolate is coming through. I was getting worried for a second, but we just needed to melt a little bit more. So I'm gonna do this. And one thing that was really good with the butter, I actually made a batch last night without butter, but butter is gonna be the extra bit of water and moisture and heat that we're going to need for these ramen noodles. So I will start putting the mixture in here. And a good gluten-free option you could also use is cornflakes, but I'm sure some of you already made non-baked cookies before and have used cornflakes. So that's taken care of. And what's really interesting is that these have a really nice crunch, sort of like a rice chocolate treat. So I'm just gonna stir this in thoroughly, get that heat going in, so the ramen noodles can start absorbing it and do their job and have it all mixed into one piece. So what I'm going to do is get a spoon and drop these into little balls onto a cooking sheet. And then I am going to put them in the freezer. So I will start doing that now. I'll have some nice spoons to work with. And this is super easy and super simple. And kids can always help with this. It was great is that your kids could be like a little watchdog towards the microwave to see how the mixture's going, because microwave times might vary and such, and you don't want anything to burn, which is why it's very important to have a microwavable glass bowl just like me, so the kids can always look through the microwave window and make sure everything is going fine. And I think these are going to shape out very, very nice. And another good reason why I use butter is that when butter is put in the freezer, it's a good binder and freezes really quickly. So that's a good example of how to do them. And now I'm going to show you some that I have already prepared earlier. Wasn't sure of a name to think of these, but maybe chocolate ramen Buckeye haystack. Friends, family, parents, and kids, you can think of a name too, but this is what I made earlier. I put this in the freezer for, 20 minutes was plenty. So let's see how this is. I did a very good job. These non-baked cookies worked out really well. So, thank you for joining me in my first party in the pantry. I hope you can have a party in your pantry soon too. Have a good rest of your day. This is Mr. Rob. Thank you and goodbye.